Did you ever feel so bad inside?
Hey guys, it's Macy from Blind Woman 101 back with another video. In quite a while, I know I've done like short videos here and there, but nothing really in longer than I care to admit. But anyway, it's summer, we are back, and I figured while I have some free time, I will go ahead and get a video out for you guys. And as you can see, I'm very jerky and spasmy today, so you might be seeing a little bit of cerebral palsy. But anyway, we'll just get some FND / cerebral palsy awareness. But on the brighter note, I'm already getting off topic and it's not even 30 seconds into the video. But I had to get this out here front and center. I have been seizure free for about a month and a half now. I had my last seizure on May 28th and haven't had one since. So, coping strategies video coming up hopefully soon, but as you know, I say soon, but then by soon, turns out I mean like 6 months, because life is crazy. But like I said, I have some free time, despite the fact that I'm in my pajamas. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit different content for today, something I don't usually do. But I have a new set of filming gear, which I will show in a second, and I use it for different things other than filming. And it's extremely helpful in different areas, but I'll do another video on that. Okay. Whew, focus. I need to be on ADHD meds. But I'm going to do a video that will show how much of a nerd and geek I am when it comes to special education. Because I'm going to be showing my Taskbox Center, how it looks, labels I have for matching, and how I set it up, how I store, and a lot of the different tasks I have. But first, I'm going to show you guys the star of the show and something that will hopefully make my camera skills better. So, without further ado, let's get on with the video. So, any guesses what this is by this case? All will be revealed in like 2 seconds because of YouTube editing magic. Look, now I have 4 eyes that don't work. I had to, I couldn't resist. So these are the Meta glasses. These are Ray-Ban Meta glasses, and it's for a lot of like famous YouTubers, which I am nowhere near famous, which I'm fine with. But anyway, I would prefer not to be noticed by strangers everywhere I go. But these glasses have cameras they have camera lenses on each side, and they have built-in speakers, and they are meant for filming when you go out and do stuff, but I also use them, and me and a lot of other blind and visually impaired individuals across the country use them. All you have to do is just say, what am I looking at? And it tells you what's in front of you, or it can read things, it can read papers, it can read labels on cans, it can read directions. I used them the other day to read a menu, and another day to use to find the elevator in the hospital we were at. So these are some amazing glasses, and the thing I'm going to use them for now is filming. So hopefully you guys will get some better camera angles. So we'll see how this first video turns out with them. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Video quality feedback. But let's get on with the main topic of today, task boxes. So let's start off with the most basic question. Again, sorry for the jerks, I'm really self-conscious about it, but you know, my body tends to move on its own agenda sometimes, so not a whole lot of control there. So let's start with the main question. What are task boxes? So task boxes are basically individual tasks that work on specific skills. So you might be sorting change into different cups, or you might be putting different lids on bottles, or matching different items to pictures, or matching pictures to words, or even something as simple as putting items in a certain spot or in a certain container, or again, sorting different pictures. So basic things like that are seen in special education classrooms a lot, and even in the home or in therapy centers. So you can basically, it's one task, like it's typically one task to one bin, but I will show, mine's a little bit different, so I'll show you guys mine in a minute. But one task can work on 2 or 3 skills at a time, maybe even more. But it's skills that the student has previously mastered, and so it's basically review. And the idea is it's independent stuff it's stuff that they can do independently while their teacher or a parent is working with another sibling or a group of other students. So it's things that students can be able to do independently and know the routine, and just different tasks. And I've talked a little bit about different work tasks and everything, so I'm going to put my fancy glasses on and show you guys a little bit of my setup and how this works. If I can get the camera stopped. So I'm hoping you guys can see this, but a lot of you guys might be saying this does not look like a task box. So there's a reason for that. This is actually labels. That way students can pick up one of these cards, go over to the task boxes where they are stored, and match them to the specific box, which I will show you guys in a second. But these labels can be customized and personalized, so you might do pictures or shapes for students that are unable to read yet, and for students that can read, you can do like this, where you do letters or numbers or whatnot, and they're just on these little pieces of paper. You might have them on like 3 pieces of paper on a card or something like that, but for right now, just storage, I'm keeping them on clipboards. So let's go over and see the main event, my task box unit. And this is where the magic happens. So this is where all of my task boxes are stored in these 3-bin drawers stacked up. And as you can see, there are 3 tasks in each drawer, and they stack up together very nice. I have 3 or 4 units over here. So all kinds of drawers. Each drawer holds 3 tasks. And now I will show you how this correlates with this. So how the labels would come in is they would remain on the student's desk, and the student this would probably be on an individual card, maybe 2 or 3 different labels on a card, but right now I'm just keeping them all on the clipboard. So the student would take their number, so they have box number 1. They would bring this over here to this and match it, find box number 1, match the number, pull the drawer out, and then go to their desk and do the work. When they're done, the number stays on and they move to the next one. So once the individual has matched the label, taken the drawer, came back to their desk, this is what the drawer will look like with all of the stuff in it. So there's 3 different tasks. So I try to have each task work on different areas. So one task for a vocational skill, another task is like a puzzle or a more open-ended free task, like free play task, and then the next one is another matching or sorting. So there's typically 2 matching or sorting tasks that works on different skills, and a more open-ended task which they do in the middle, in between the 2 tasks, is kind of like a brain break. And I will go over each of these in depth in a second. So now I'm going to break the tasks down into categories and go over a few of them with you guys. So these are the open-ended, more free play tasks that I was talking about. So we have this little basket of links here that are in one of the boxes. We have in this little cloth zipper bag here, we have some Unifix cubes. We also have these pop beads in this bag. We have a rainbow stacker, and we have a regular stacker with some animal head on it, but I don't remember what. But anyway, those are a few of the free play tasks that you could do with some of your early learners or kind of just as free time. So once they have mastered the open-ended, or in fancy terms, errorless tasks, we now move on to this. So we have some simple put-in tasks with paper clips and then just an empty spice container. So they can work on grasping the paperclip, putting it into the hole. Some go in super easily, others require differing amounts of force to be able to get it in the hole. And this is a long task too, because there is a lot of different paperclips. Another great put-in task is, you've probably seen these at Cracker Barrel. They were now for sale in the Cracker Barrel store, so I was like, this would be a great task box. So I got this peg game, and I just have a little container, so it's a great way to work on a different put-in task where they take a peg and put it into the hole, and then vice versa, taking the pegs out and putting it back into the container. The last task that I'm going to show that's in this is the task that works on basic small, medium, large. So they have 3 circles, so small, medium, large, and this just also reinforces the idea of finishing a task after starting and task completion of a task box once they move up from the errorless and up from the basic put-in tasks. Okay, so the next group of tasks I'm going to show is sorting tasks. So we have 2 bowls, and we have this little container of pictures, and it's just a basic sorting healthy foods versus junk food pictures. So, and it has Braille on the pictures. So fast food, it's delicious, but unfortunately it would go in the unhealthy. Versus maybe egg, that would go in healthy because they're protein. Chips, unhealthy. Syrup, unhealthy. Cake, unhealthy. I have a lot of unhealthy. Grapes, healthy. This next sorting task is just a basic sorting coins. At one point I had actual change, and now I actually bought plastic coins. So just basic 1 cup for pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters. So you just take a coin and put it in the appropriate cup, and you could use visuals, like you could tape 1 coin into each cup, but in this case I'm just doing plain 4 cups. So that is the next sorting task, and 1 more sorting task up, and then we'll move to the next category. So this next task I have is sorting different seashells. I actually got these off of Amazon. They're from Learning Resources, and these cups actually came with a different task, which I will show in a second, but they were color-based. So instead I had these seashells, and there's 6 different seashells and 6 different cups, so it works out. And this is all done by feel, so all of the seashells are different, so they would all go in different cups. And this is just a basic sorting activity. Moving on to the next group of tasks. This is the second to last category I have, and then I'll shut up. So we have a little tin with a number in each of the 4 compartments, and we have a bowl of counting bears, which came with the set of cups that I got, and it was like a color matching activity. But this is where you can count different bears. So this first number is 2, you put 2 in. The next one you put 4 in, so it's a basic like counting by 2, so it goes 2, 4, 6, 8. So you fill up all these compartments, and you could have a visual, or you could just do what I did and have the numbers depending on the level. This next task is more pop beads, or snap beads, I don't know what they're called. But either way, this focuses on making patterns. So there's a container of big beads over here and then smaller beads. So you take 1 big bead, you take a smaller bead, put it on, and then you keep putting them together until you're finished. And this requires a little bit more attention because you have to remember what bead you put on last, or you have to look and make sure you're not repeating and you have to make sure you're following a certain pattern. So it works on attention span also, and then you just take the beads off, put them back in their respective containers. The last and final category is vocational tasks, my personal favorite because I think it's just cool and useful. So this one is putting erasers on pencils. So you take one pencil, one eraser, and put in the finished box. And then this task can also go two ways. So if a student gets it and the task is already finished, they open it up and take out a pencil, put the eraser in the appropriate smaller container and the pencil in the bigger container, so it works on size and problem solving, thinking, oh well, this container is too big for a pencil but it fits an eraser. So works on a lot of different skills in this one. So this is a pretty advanced vocational task that even I am still working on. So we have an ice scoop, we have a container of beads, and we have a stack of 5 different cups. Now this is helpful to do over a tray. So you take one of the cups, you take your scoop, and then you just keep filling it up with beads until the cup is full, and then you put it over off to the side and then keep going until all 5 of the cups are full. Alright, so we are moving right along with our second to last task of the day. So this is just a basic, you count out 5 spoons. You just make sure they're all stacked up. You get a rubber band from this basket, and you just wrap the spoons up in the rubber band, and you put in this finish bag that is conveniently placed over here, and then you keep going until there's no more spoons left and all the spoons are done. And the grand finale, last but not least, we have a cutting practice task box. So as you can see, we have a wooden cutting board, and we have a couple different containers of Play-Doh. Let me see if I can guess what color they are. I think this one's green and this one is yellow. I would be very surprised if I was accurate, but anyway, there's some blind color guessing entertainment. But we have some just little tools over here. We have a pizza cutter, we have some shapes, a cookie cutter, we have a rolling pin, and a knife. So it's a great way to work on occupational therapy and cutting skills for in the future of cutting up food. So let me know what you thought. I know that video was a lot different than a lot of my other content, and for you guys that are wondering, yes, I made majority of those tasks and I set all of this up in my free time when I was bored, and I get a lot of use out of them. It kind of is something new for me to do, and it's almost relaxing. Yes, I'm weird. But my hope is to be able to go into a job where I can bring those into my classroom or office or center and use them for students someday. And you can get some great task boxes on Amazon, and I made some other ones too. That's definitely not all I have. I have several more, but I don't even know what I was trying to say there. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the glasses, if you could see a difference in my camera skills, positive, negative, if you guys liked it. Let me know if you want to see more videos like these in the future. And yeah, so that was today's video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, share this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.